Yes, I love the Canon C50. Yes, it is my favorite camera. Yes, I would recommend this to anybody who has the ability to use a camera. Let's get into it. Hey, real quick, if you clicked on this video and saw that it was 25 plus minutes or so, thank you for one, but please give me a chance. Don't just leave the video. I chaptered everything. I know I'm long-winded. Just give me a chance, okay? I think you'll like it. Plus, if you clicked on the video, that means you probably want to hear what I got to say. So stick around. What's going on, y'all? My name is Dario, and if this is your first time here on the channel, thank you. I have been super lapsed. I'm not even gonna get into the fact that I done restarted this channel umpteen times. I'm not gonna get into it. I'm just gonna skip past it like ain't nothing happened. I do want to say I'm glad that you found this channel for whatever reason, and my commitment yet again is to be more consistent and give y'all some content from a real perspective. I have a ton of new gear that I've gotten since the last time I restarted this channel and didn't follow up to now. So I have a lot to talk about. But today we're talking about the Canon C50. And I want to disclaim just one thing. Two things. This is not a review. You're not going to see the camera in the picture. You know, like I'm not going to do no still shot. That's why I got the box sitting right here just to show you that I do have it. I'm not lying to y'all. It is mine. I bought it with my own money. And then the second thing is this ain't no full review, no tech specs, nothing like that. The purpose of this video is to talk to the person that is either new to cinema cameras altogether or somebody who is on the fence who had a cinema camera and is looking at this one heavily as if they need it as a A/B cam or in a lapse or whatever the case may be. Those two groups of people are the ones that I'm actually targeting. And to give you some background on that, I've had the camera since December 6th. So I'm releasing this on Friday for God knows what reason why in the new year. But I am. And so I'm just short of the 1 month mark, but I've had it and worked with this thing and played with this thing for quite some time. Pretty much been in my hand every day since I got it on December 6th. Matter of fact, I had a job 2 days later and you know, I managed to get through it because I know how to work on camera, but my goodness, I probably should have took a step back and just not used that. Let's go ahead and start talking about some things that I absolutely love and some things that I think you should expect being a new to cinema camera user or somebody who has Canon or any camera and is looking to get in this. So first off, the video quality is out of control, y'all. Like, honestly, the first time that I turned this thing on and color graded and looked at the footage, I was absolutely blown away. So mind you, I have the Canon R5 Mark II and then I have the R6 Mark II. So video quality has been, you know, I've been leveling up. The R5 Mark II is just an absolute monster. But for those of you who have not experienced the cinema quality of video, let me tell you, this is going to blow your mind. Like, it almost does it by itself. You just put on a, you know, Rec 709 to Canon Cinema Gamut C-Log 2, fantastic. C-Log 2 on the R5 Mark II and the C-Log 2 on the C50, two completely different things. Not bad, but my God. 7K open gate, out of control. Matter of fact, that's number 2. Open gate, I'm not gonna spend too much time because I know there was a lot of back and forth on open gate, but let me just tell you, I'm shooting this in open gate. And this is, the flexibility that you have is just remarkable. Every time I do a video of mine now, whether it be a reel or short form content, I'm shooting open gate. You know, you might be able to be like, hey, look, that's taking a lot of data, and you're not lying. I use a lot of space, and if it's just like a throwaway reel, I delete the stuff. So that's kind of how I manage it, whether it's right or wrong. This open gate is just the flexibility, man, that you get with being able to crop and post if you want and use it for 16:9, 17:9, or just vertical video. Man, that's unmatched to me, man. It's just a beautiful thing, man. I cannot stress that enough. You all are going to love this if you are looking to get in this camera. I use it all the time. Like I said, I'm using it right here. But because this is a long form format, I'm probably going to switch back. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and do that now because I don't need to use this anymore. Next on the list is customizable buttons. Here's something that you could suspect that you would like automatically because, you know, who doesn't love customizable buttons? Having 14 buttons that you can customize to anything that you want in the camera, over 100 things, I think they say. I didn't think I needed that, but like, it can be a little bit overwhelming. I'll get to that later in this video. But man, having all the buttons that you want to be wherever is just something amazing. Matter of fact, I have on here some buttons I'll get to real quick. I want to go over another thing that I like. The 180-degree rule is something that cinematographers and videographers use all the time so that the shutter speed is at the right rate that you need it at. So basically, if you are shooting in 4K 60, your shutter speed is 1/120. It's just double the frame rate. This has the 180-degree rule that we Canon users haven't had in a small mirrorless shape body before. So now we have it. I don't even have to think about, you know, do I have the right shutter speed and messing up footage and slow, you know, I didn't have it in the right frame rate or shutter speed for slow motion. I don't have to worry about none of that. It's just peace of mind to not have to worry about that. Now, here are some buttons that I do have customized to, you know, different button layouts. And the camera comes preset with these things and you can change them however you like to. But the first button is base ISO. Now, let me tell you something. If you haven't had a cinema camera or a camera that had base ISO, multiple base ISO, this has double base ISO. This is a game changer, y'all. Like going from 800, which most cameras, the R5 Mark II and the ones I have, R6 Mark II, I believe the base was 800, like most cameras, right? And you don't have that option to raise the ISO and then adjust the plateau that it's at, the base that it's at, so that you don't get that noise. Having that as a feature here and then having it as a customizable button where I can just swap between the two real quick. Let me tell you something. Shooting at 6400 with a base of 6400, you can go over a little bit and it still be just fine. I've shot at night in the dark and it was just fine. No noise. And honestly, I didn't even add noise reduction because my computer is just not going to run it. Another one for me is the waveform monitor. Now the waveform monitor is a button that comes already preset on there. I believe it's number 7 or something like that. But it's already set. And so what waveform monitor is the little green thing that's in the corner of the screen. And it shows you to overexpose or underexpose. I use that all the time. I use it on the R5 Mark II. But the problem on the R5 Mark II is once you toggle that on in the menus, it's on the screen all the time. You have to basically switch the display how you want it to look and for it to not be there. On this one, not only is it programmed to a customizable button where you can toggle it on and off, but if you tap on the screen, I'll show you here. Let me turn it on. Look, so now it's on the screen. I can turn it back off, but if you tap on the screen, I'm going to tap. Boom. You see how larger it gets? I don't know if it got larger on the, I'm recording here on the screen record, but it doesn't look like it did. But trust me, it got larger. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn it back on. But to me, it's really cool because the screen isn't that large. So I find myself using that and turning it on and then tapping it to make it a lot bigger. But then when I start to record, I just go ahead, turn it off, toggle the button, and then I just keep on going because I know I got my stuff set the way I want it to be set. The top handle. Y'all, the top handle is something that I absolutely love with this thing. I'm going to get back to it because there's one thing that I'm not too fond of. But this right here is such a good new thing to have, being a first-time cinema camera user and owner. This one it feels good. I don't have a frame of reference. I don't have a perspective, but this feels good in the hand. You have the toggle button for recording right there. And then this little switch right there is the lock button. So like in case you accidentally press that while you're holding it, if you lock it, you don't accidentally hit that record. And then, of course, it has the zoom rocker for those that have the 24 to 105, which I do, but I don't have that power zoom on the side. So that's what that's for. You get the XLR inputs right here, 2 of them, and then on the other side, you get the controls for those. Just fantastic, man. Just the build of it is really nice. I have right here my hot shoe that I add on there, but there's a thread there. It's a thread on top. Just fantastic. And then I keep wanting to put it away. You got another hot shoe right here on the top right there, but then you also got the little tally light. It's not hooked up because obviously I'm using it. The last thing that I like is Timecode that I want to talk about, but there's a lot more things that I like, and I just want to kind of keep the video as short as I possibly can. So if you have a question or if you have something that you want to see me talk about, put it down in the comment section. I'll make sure I get back to it. But right now, this is the list that we're running with, and Timecode is one that I absolutely love. Y'all, I haven't had a real Timecode port ever. So I haven't used actual Timecode. I've used the one we have to do the audio out is the kind of like the little annoying beep thing that you get on my R6 and R5 Mark IIs. Cool, it works, but honestly, having a port that Timecode is actually coded is fantastic because I can timecode the camera. I actually use, here, let me get this for you. My desk is a mess, don't say nothing. But I actually use the Deity PR2 microphones. I'm actually using that right now. This is the second one that I have. And I love the audio that comes out of that. But what you could do on here, and it's something that, again, if you have a cinema camera, you know this already. I didn't know this. It's just something that once you time code, you can rig up to have a mic pick up good audio. Matter of fact, like the top handle, you could throw an XLR on here, and now that audio is going through the camera and time coded. What do they call that? Redundancy. So you want to have, backup audios, especially if you're trying to record something that's documented or important. You need some redundancy there, but this allows you. And honestly, it's so easy to work with in post. Matter of fact, Timecode is even time-coded out of the audio, the HDMI out, which is also full HDMI, into the camera. So my recorder. So I just got timecode everywhere. Just so simple now. Here's some things that are not bad by any means. It just is going to take some getting used to. Thing number one is the white balance. Now, the white balance is not hard to understand. I want to make that very clear. I know how to use white balance. But if you're new to a cinema camera, this one at least, a Canon at least, once you press that button, you have to cycle through it. It just didn't register to me for some reason that, oh shoot, my white balance wasn't set. And I had to keep pressing it. That menu was a little bit different. I'm not gonna spend too much time on it because I know what I'm doing. I figured it out. I figured it out much later than I should have figured it out. So it took me about a week and a half to figure that out. I'm ashamed to say that, but full transparency, that's what happened. The next one is the SNF mode, which stands for slow and fast mode. Now, love SNF. It's a little bit clunky to get to. You have to toggle it on. It works in some modes and doesn't work in certain modes, and certain modes have a higher frame rate. And then you get the number on the side that you get 2 numbers, one that will say 120, and then the other one says the actual frame rate that you're recording in, which 23.98, and you're like, what the heck is going on? Basically what happens is it's recording 120 frames or whatever frame rate that you choose in that mode based on the actual recording that you're doing. So like I'm recording 23.98 right now, so 24 frames a second. It's recording and formatting it in that timeline so that it kind of fits along there. I don't know the logistics behind it, but that's what it is. That's what it's doing. And if you're new to it, you're going to look at that and be like, what the hell is going on? I'm not using that mode because I got a job and I just want to be sure about it. So that's kind of what I ran into the first time I saw that. Now, I have customizable buttons on here twice, in the good, I like, and the not bad, but something that you need to know. You're going to use your customizable buttons and change them based on how you work over time. It's been a month and I'm still changing my customizable buttons because I don't know what I don't know. Like, I don't know what I'm using so much. This camera does so much. I'm realizing what I use. So it could be a little bit overwhelming, the placement of it. Like I like to have my base ISO close to the thumb so I could change that on the fly, going indoor to outdoor, or if there's any lighting changes with shadows or something like that. So I'm playing with that a whole bunch, and it's just something that you're gonna get used to. It's just let it breathe for a second. That's all I'm saying. Now, this one is one that I do not want anybody to come for me on, but the cinema menu is easy once you use it. Because a lot of people are like, man, they love Canon cinema menu, which I do too. Now, like a month in, I like it. But at first, coming from the R5 Mark II to this, nah, man, it was just too much going on. Like I just, I was so used to that menu, so easy that, man, it's just something that I was used to. And coming to this, I was like, man, the print was smaller, the font was smaller, and it was gray kinda, and it's just more. But now I'm like, all right, I rock with it. But if you're new to it, be expecting that. It's gonna be a curve, a learning curve. You get it because you're gonna play with the camera a whole bunch and you're just gonna be inside the menus, so you'll get it. But the one thing else I do want to add is that this camera is a hybrid camera. You can switch over to the camera setting on it, but I don't really use it for that. That is a super last minute option. If I need to take a picture, somebody's like, hey, can you get this picture real quick? As long as the lighting is good, yeah, I'll do it with this one real quick. But my R5 Mark II is always in my bag at the holster, ready to go, because I like this. Quality is fantastic, but see, I got astigmatism. I wear glasses, so I need that viewfinder. It doesn't have that, so I am not relying on that for those reasons, not because of the quality at all, because I've taken pictures with it, and I love it. It is fantastic. 32, 33 megapixel. You can't go wrong with it. Electronic shutter only. Some people might be like, whatever. But honestly, love it. It's just that trying to look, I'm doing this. My eyes ain't that bad, but they ain't the best either. So that viewfinder has always been clutch to me. And this is last resort. The only time this is the last resort, I'm using the camera here. Now, here's some things that I deem not the best, could use some improvement. Again, I still don't want to say bad because it's not bad. There's always a workaround for everything, and I have a lot of equipment to get past those. The top handle. Let's talk about the top handle one more time. So the top handle is not bad at all. I love it. However, when you put the boom mic on, it is placed in such a way, I'll show you. I'm not going to put it on there, but when you mount this like that, looks good. That's perfect for that setup. But if you want to add a screen to the top of that, you can't do it. And yeah, it's annoying. It's not tall enough to reach over that, and it's just a little bit annoying. I had to buy a different cord, a longer cord, XLR cord, so that I can mount it to the small rig bracket that I had on the side, which fine, cool, like $25, $30, whatever with shipping was the cable. So I'm not stressing over it, but that was a little bit of a headache because I like to use my screen a lot. The next thing is the battery. Now this uses the same batteries as the R5 Mark II. So you get that P, the one with the P, the LPE6PH, whatever battery. It uses that. Now, the problem is, not a problem, but the issue is that it dies out quick because this camera is so good. It does so much. And if you use it like I do in the almost highest frame rate, it's absolutely insane. You just run through batteries. I learned that real quick. And luckily for me, I have a crap ton of batteries. I bought an extra one here. I think I got like 9 batteries total of the P kind. So I could switch between the R5 Mark II and this one. So I don't run into the battery issue necessarily. I could see when the tally lights start to flash that it's about to go down. Just know you're going to eat battery. Just know that, I'm telling you. This one is, I shouldn't even put on the list, but I want to put on here because I know people have. It is the hot shoe is not a hot shoe. It's a cold shoe. The one that's on the camera, you can't adapt. So again, with the pictures, you can't take pictures and use a flash, on camera flash or a trigger flash. So not really meant for studio photography, which I am. Not a problem. Again, you just gotta know what this camera is for. And then I'm just telling you, if you get it because, it's a hybrid camera, that hot shoe gonna do you dirty if you're expecting that. Just have a backup camera is all I'm suggesting. And then the last thing, again, I didn't want to put this on here, but it's a topic point that a lot of people have been talking about. it is the IBIS, and it doesn't have it in body image stabilization. Has the digital, but you get a crop with it. So take that with the grain. I don't have it on here, so the frame of view is what it is. But yeah, no IBIS. Not a problem for me because I put the top handle on there and I'm walking with it with the 24-105, which has stabilization, and I was just fine. So, didn't have a problem there. But a lot of people who are moving, you do get a little bit of a shake. It's not as shaky, but it doesn't have that wobble. So I'm not mad at it too much. I just put it on here because I know somebody's gonna be like, IBIS, and yeah, it doesn't have it. Not a problem at all. But that's it. That's all I want to talk about real quick. I'm gonna be back on here with some more videos, but this is my C50 casual, relaxed talk through. I think it's a fantastic camera. I would recommend this to everybody. Matter of fact, I'm trying to convince my girl that we need another one. And honestly, I don't need to convince myself. I know I want another one and I'm gonna get another one, but I'm just, I just gotta ease her into it. You know what I'm saying? I would definitely suggest that this camera is in everybody's bag. If you are thinking about getting it, if this is your first time cinema camera, you are absolutely going to love this camera. Somebody said this and I agree with it. The thing why Canon users are loving this right now is that we finally have something that Sony has. I didn't want to bring up Sony at all because it's not a comparison type of thing, but yeah, I'll be honest, man. Looking at the FX3 and FX30 and the FX2 users have that small body and use it for everything, for vlogging and for this and for that. Heck yeah, I'm glad that we got this. It's good to have this form factor with all the specs loaded into it. So thank you, Canon, for doing this. We really appreciate it as Canon users. And if you are looking at getting this, or if you're on the fence, if you're new to it, you're going to love this camera. I can't repeat that enough. And I hope that you get it and you love it like I do. Anyway, that's it for me, man. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna do some more stuff like this. I wanna get technical on certain things, and I could, but it's been a month and everybody has done it. So I didn't want to beat you over the head with some more, of the same thing. Just wanted to give you an honest review. I hope you like it. Please subscribe to the channel. Helps me out, keep me going, motivated. I say this all the time, but I gotta keep me motivated. I can't rely on y'all to do this. So I'm gonna get better at it, and I hope you like it. Till the next time, peace.